All right. Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do teach and rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the house of David, the hopeful elect, you Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. To those of you likened unto the speckled bird, scattered to the four corners, and speaking in different tongues, unto you we say shalom. All right, I want to do a lesson, all right, all through the Spirit, okay, related to this article, all right, because, ultimately, as is common, Jake doesn't listen, to, Jake won't listen to the men of the Lord, try to reprove him, try to rebuke him, try to, ultimately lead him on the right path. All right. But then when Esau brings forth information, it's esteemed, to the clouds, man. It's esteemed, all right, as as if God Himself said it. All right. And real quick, I'm gonna grab this in the book of Sirach. All right. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. Again, that was in Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 23. And that's really the point, that rich man, all right, being Esau, all right, and that poor man being Jacob, all right. We represent that poor man, all right. And when we speak, all right, they question, like, nigga, who is you? All right. You just like me, so who are you to tell me something? Okay. But then when Esau comes along, that rich man, all right, they take what he says and extol it to the clouds, man. They extol it to the heavens. All right. And, this article, as I was scrolling, all right, because on a daily basis, all right, as men of the Lord, as watchmen, all right, we we stick with, we stay up to date with current events, all right, because they help us, they help us to measure the time diligently of where we're in. All right, now this particular article, all right, is more so related to, us operating, in the spirit, putting off that old man. All right, it's not directly related with prophecy. All right, but nonetheless, when I saw it, I was just reminded of, for instance, ever since I came into this truth, and I found out the effects of inhaling smoke. All right, and just like with everything else, man, there's incense. You can inhale the incense. You can inhale. If you brothers are familiar with the wood called Palo Santo, all right, or also known as holy wood, you inhale the smoke from that. That helps your respiratory system. All right. So again, just like with everything else in scriptures, all right, there's a righteous way on the right hand to do things, and there's the wicked man, the wicked way, or the left hand side to do things. All right. And again, I was just reminded of it because this is one of the things we will always tell Jake, hey, you got to stop smoking, because those pesticides, all right, even if you don't perceive, or believe scripture condemns smoking marijuana, all right, because it doesn't say it verbatim, all right, either way, scripture says that we are the temple, man, all right, and these particular pesticides that are applied to marijuana, when you bring the flame up to the marijuana, those pesticides turn to cyanide. All right, and cyanide, we know what that is. That's a poison, man. All right, so you're ultimately poisoning yourself. All right, now I'm not sure. All right, because with Esau, he he ultimately doesn't give you all of the data that you need, if that makes sense. All right. So I don't recall anything along the lines of him mentioning cyanide in here. All right. But he does mention a few other things. All right. But you brothers can go and research that. All right. I believe it was a video on YouTube. You could type in marijuana, pesticides, and cyanide. You should be able to find it fairly easy. But I'm just gonna grab a few key points real quick. All right, it reads: smoking weed may expose you to the same type of toxic chemicals found in tobacco smoke. A new study finds. All right, hey, and we're not surprised by that. All right, because Esau, all right, he's viler than the earth. All right, and he defiles everything that he touches. So it's not, it's this is not too far fetched to believe, if you will. All right, continuing further, people who only smoked marijuana had higher blood and urine levels of several smoke-related toxins, such as naphthalene, acrylamide, uh, acrylonitrile, than non-smokers. All right, and again, it says the non-smokers. All right, because cigarettes, they have over 70 different cancer-causing chemicals, if I recall correctly. So you might be like, oh, okay, well, that's obviously the stuff that they actually put in the actual cigarette. All right, but the reason why it's making mention that these toxins are in marijuana, all right, is because it's the chemical reaction of you smoking the marijuana. All right, there's not a chemical reaction in cigarettes because it's already poison. They just fill it up with poison and sell it to you. All right, but with the marijuana, all right, it's kind of wrapped up, in a gift box, if you will. The outside, looks appealing, all right, but again, when you bring that flame to those particular pesticides, a chemical reaction occurs, all right, and you're ultimately poisoning your body, man. All right. Naphthalene is associated with anemia, liver, and neurological damage, while acrylamide and acrylonitrile have been associated with cancer and other health issues. Marijuana use is on the rise in the United States, with a growing number of states legalizing it for medical and non-medical purposes, including 5 additional states in the 2020 election. Right, man? And the reason why marijuana use is on the rise, all right, is ultimately because these Edomites are stressed the hell out, man. All right, it has nothing to do with Jake, because listen, Jake, with the war on drugs, all right, and everything else, Jake was still smoking, man. All right, Jake was still, all right, because as scripture says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. All right, Jake has been driven to madness, man. All right, and that's also, all right, one of the curses. All right, that we will be smitten with madness. Okay. But again, Jake doesn't, consider, all right, the harm that he is doing to himself, even in the midst of him so-called doing good. All right, because, and I say so-called doing good, all right, because we understand that a lot of Jakes, all right, they smoke, they idolize smoking, all right, they do it in a wicked manner, all right, but as I often bring out, like in the streets, Jake will so-called snitch because he's inherently righteous. He inherently wants to do and say the right thing. And it's the same thing with weed smoking, man. All right. The only reason why Jake smokes so goddamn much, all right, the root of the problem being oppression, man. It's a way to escape the oppression. All right. So even though he does it in such a wicked manner, all right, inherently, even in the midst of his wickedness, he's still showing forth that measure of righteousness, man. Because really, again, it's just him trying to escape, all right, that oppression. It's really him. He's trying to do something for his good, but he's just doing it in a completely wrong way, if that makes sense, all right? The increase has renewed concerns about the potential health effects of marijuana smoke, which is known to contain some of the same toxic combustion products found in tobacco smoke. Right. And I'm not even going to get too much more into this because they're going to go into tobacco smokers and the differences. All right. You know how Esau, ultimately plays, semantics and tries to, at one point in time he'll try to demonize certain things, and then in another instance he'll legalize it all in the same breath. But again, the point being, which I wanted to nail home, was that, hey, when the men of the Lord say things, when that poor man speaks, just like Scripture said, they're like, nigga, who are you? But as soon as Esau brings it forth, all right, then it's just like, wow, okay, that makes sense. But we've been telling you niggas for years, man. And it's just Jake don't want to adhere to any type of counsel, all right. And again, as Scripture even says, all right, they have refused the counsel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Okay. This is 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of Yahweh, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy, right? And that's ultimately, why we're still here, all right? It has nothing to do, all right, specifically, I'm talking to you hopeful elect brothers, man, all right? You brothers out there pushing his word in truth and sincerity, all right, with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, to those of you that are diligently hitting the highways and hedges and doing your 3 videos a week, all right, this is why we're here, man, all right? Why? Because we have now obtained mercy, man, all right? Jacob be like, oh, well, what makes you so better? What makes you different? It has nothing to do with that, bro, all right? But what it has to do with is the fact that we have obtained mercy. All right, so when you obtain that mercy, you don't abuse it. You make the adjustments that you need to make, so that way you don't end up in the same lot that we were. All right, which we had no mercy, man. All right, the Lord was done with us. Okay, and even then, just in the spirit of speaking plainly, if you will. All right. Even when we didn't have mercy, we still had mercy, all right? By Yahweh Shai, all right? By not being completely cast off, okay? And we still have breath in our bodies, all right? So again, it has nothing to do with, and this really isn't even only a marijuana discussion, man. This could be any other type of discussion, trying to correct brothers and, the actions or the lack of their actions, man. This can be equated with anything, man. All right, it has nothing to do, all right, with me being better than you. It has nothing to do with, me trying to, because Jake will basically, if you on that same accord with Jake, you under the same oppression, So it's just like, man, like this nigga ain't saying nothing important. You know what I'm saying? But and Jake will also take it as like Jake don't like being controlled. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing, man. It has nothing to do with those factors at all, man. But it's just, the simple fact that when you realize you've been given mercy, now we have obtained that mercy, especially coming into this truth. All right. Now we are conscientious. We are mindful of the things that we do and say. All right. And we don't take those things for granted. All right. And then not only that, all right, out of love, all right, for our people, we let our people know their wickedness, man. All right. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 15. Salakia. Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Hamashiach? Shall I then take the members of Hamashiach and make them the members of an harlot? Yahweh forbid, right, man? So, we are members, all right? We are friends, right? We are that one body, all right? So what sense does it make if I start applying poison to that body, all right? What sense does it make if I start bringing forth discord in that body, all right? Again, those examples are very detrimental, man, all right? We have to, just continue to be mindful ultimately, all right, that we are chosen, man, all right? And not only that, but also the fact that our decisions don't just affect us, You know, they never did. All right. The Lord punished us as a nation, all right, for the things that one man did, you know, or 10 men did. It didn't matter. All right. So, you know, keep these things in mind, brothers. You know, hey, we have now obtained mercy. All right. And yes, all right, through the Spirit, of course, we understand that the Lord is dealing with one third. He's not dealing with the whole nation. All right. But at the same time, we have to be conscientious of the fact that, again, our decisions, all right, don't just affect us. All right. The way that we, you know, operate and carry ourselves doesn't just affect us. All right. In no way, shape, or form, man. All right. It also affects the body, man. All right. So, you know, Lord willing, you was edified. I just want to touch on that real quick because, you know, that article, it kind of, like I said, hit home, all right, specifically for me because even when uh, I don't want to say came into the truth, when I received the knowledge of the truth, all right, because I wasn't in the truth because I kept smoking, man. All right, I kept doing wicked things, all right, you know, and we're all familiar of how that process was, man. You know, some of us, all right, the Lord, you know, gave it to us and jumped straight in at full throttle. And some of us, the Lord gave us the knowledge, but didn't allow us to come into this thing, all right, until, you know, a particular time period later on down the line, if you will, man. All right. So, you know, again, hey, Lord willing, you was edified, man. I want to say, call halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do teach and rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the house of David, the hopeful elect. You Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. To those ye liken unto the speckled bird, speaking in different tongues, and scattered to the four corners. Unto you, and until next time, we say shalom. All right, keep enduring, okay? And don't forget, all right, that we are that chosen, but we are also a body, all right? And you don't want to do anything that is detrimental not only to yourself, all right, but to the rest of your body, all right, being the nation, all right, specifically speaking, the one third, all right, the 144,000 elect men and one third men, women, and children, all right. Hey, so until next time.